Hi, I'm Mike with Lamanco, and today we're going to do a smokehouse demonstration that concentrates on our Omni Ridge, our OR4 product. What I'm going to start out with, I'm going to show you some features and benefits of the Lamanco Omni Ridge product, and then I'll break into a couple of our competitors' products that I will also show on the smokehouse and show you some of their features or lack of features. First, let's start with the Omni Ridge. This is a 4-foot stick vent is what it's called sometimes. It comes in 4-foot sections. What you'll see with this product, it's got an external baffle. What that external baffle does is it acts to deflect the wind, creates negative pressure, actually makes a ridge vent function. It also has this Omni baffle system where wind can be blowing this way or this way, and you're going to catch the wind and create that negative pressure that you need. It's got the shingle nail line, it's got some cut lines for either ridge pole or truss construction. And it's also got the fan fold in plug system. So you're going to have a 4-foot vent. You don't need any extra pieces or parts to put this vent down. You've got some curved internal baffles that both add structural support to the product and give you a smooth way for the air to escape the attic space. If you look at it this way too, these are weep holes. So any weather, whether it be rain or snow or anything else that penetrates your louvers, that moisture will be able to weep back out on top of the roof. So turning this vent over, you see it's got features internally and externally that make this a fully functional ridge vent product. One of our competitors is this plastic, also a 4-foot plastic stick product, but if you look at it, there's no external baffle on this product. So that's obviously missing. The shingles end right at the edge of the vent. So flipping that over, you see no external baffle, no internal baffles or protection to keep the weather from penetrating and getting into the attic space. So this is going to be not a very good system for your house. Another one, this one is actually sold in the big box stores. Flip it back over, looking from the top down, you got a vent, cap shingles end at the edge of the vent. Flip it over, no external baffle, a piece of foam that acts as their internal baffle system. So again, nothing to keep weather out of your attic space, no way to join the two sections together. So again, not a very functional product for your ridge. This is another one. If you notice, first thing you notice by this product, it is an externally baffled product. So they've got that part right. They've got some shingle nail lines and they've got some cut lines. So they're helping you out there. This is where this one falls short. You flip it over, we've got a filter in this product. Everybody knows a filter is going to restrict airflow. When it's clean, it's going to restrict airflow, and as it gets dirty, it's going to restrict it even more. But if you lift that filter up, you see what's underneath the hood, as we say. There's no way to keep any weather from penetrating and getting through to your attic space. So they have to put a filter in to keep the weather out, so that does not, the Lamanco balances weather protection and ventilation capacity. This one doesn't meet up. The Omni Ridge product, you've got your external baffles, you've got your internal baffles, you got weather protection and the capacity to ventilate. So now let's move into the smokehouse demonstration. The Lamanco smokehouse is a dramatization of what goes on in an attic space. It's got intake, it's got exhaust, it's even got a ceiling in it. What I'm going to do is introduce smoke, theatrical fog that'll simulate heat and moisture that builds up in your attic space and gives you a visual so you can actually see what happens in a properly ventilated attic space. And I'll show you some competitors' products so you can see what would happen in an improperly ventilated attic space. You've got intake, exhaust. What you want to see is fresh air moving through the intake vent, through the attic space, and out the exhaust. So what I'll do first is I'm going to introduce the smoke, the heat and the moisture. So we'll put some fog in here, let it build up a little bit, and I've got no wind blowing. I've got a fan that's going to show all these products under the exact same circumstances, so there's no bias in this comparison. So now we've got the attic space, no exhaust ventilation, completely trapped heat and moisture. So let's put our Omni Ridge on top and see what happens with no wind blowing. As you see, the design of the product allows enough net-free area that the smoke will move up and through. You've got some movement at your intake vents showing there is movement of heat and moisture moving through the attic space. Now I'm going to turn the fan on and let's see what happens with the effect of this external baffle. What's happening is the wind is blowing up the roof of the house, hits that external baffle and creates negative air pressure. What that does is creates a low pressure up here and will pull your heat and your moisture through your attic space. Fresh air's coming in, taking the heat and the moisture out of the attic space. That's what you want to see in a properly designed product and a properly balanced ventilation system. Now let's look at some of our competitors' products. What we've got here is brand X. No external baffle on this product, and really nothing to deflect any wind-driven rain, snow, any kind of elements that might try to get into this attic space. Let's see what happens under the same circumstances on the smokehouse. We've got it up there. We'll put a little more heat and moisture into the attic space. Now take a look at the ridge. What do you see at the ridge? We're not seeing any movement of any moisture or heat coming out of this attic space. In fact, it's working in reverse. So that heat and that moisture is trapped and is forced down, ruining the effectiveness of your insulation and causing other moisture-related problems. Also, if you've got snow or wind-driven rain, it could work its way directly up into that attic space. And you're actually seeing, the heat and the moisture being forced in and out back through the exhaust, through the intake vents. Total opposite of what you want to see on a ventilation system. Another competitor's products, which is sold in the big box stores, doesn't have an external baffle and it has this little filter piece right here that's supposed to protect you from the elements. As we put this on the roof, let's see what happens. A little more fog, heat, moisture. You see a little bit escaping from the end cap. That wouldn't happen on your house, that would be plugged up. Again, you see the exact same problem happening. The wind is able to drive into this attic space, force its way in, trap your heat and moisture, ruin your insulation, cause all the moisture problems that are killers for an attic space, and work its way out of the intake vent. So again, without the external baffle, there's nothing to deflect that wind, create that negative pressure, and pull through the attic space. Now we'll show, the last competitor I want to show actually does have an external baffle on their product, but if you flip the product over and look at it, there's a filter in there. Without the filter, no weather protection. So this filter has got to be on this product in order to keep the contents of their attic safe. But let's look and see what happens if the filter encourages or reduces the airflow through that attic space. You're looking at it right now, you see nothing, a little bit coming out of the end plug, a little bit exhausting out of the back side of the vent, but you also get that same back pressure. Trapped heat and moisture, filter restricting the airflow, actually working in reverse. Now we'll go back to the Lamanco's Omni Ridge. Let's see what happens again. We've seen the bad guys, now let's look at the one that works. Again, negative air pressure caused by the external baffle creates that draw. So what you're getting is fresh air pulled in through your intake vents, moving up through your attic space, exhausted out the ridge. What we've talked about today with the Lamanco Smokehouse demonstration is the importance of a balanced system, intake and exhaust. You've seen the Lamanco Omni Ridge and how well it performs. What you were seeing was under good conditions where it had plenty of intake to feed the system. What I want to show you now is a dramatic demonstration that highlights the importance of that intake system. I have my attic space now filled completely with smoke, so it's a heat and moisture quagmire up there right now. We've got an OR4 on top, nothing coming through. What I've got are two solid intake panels, so there's no way for air to feed this system. What I want to show you now is how much air is relieved, how much pressure is relieved when I add a little bit of intake to this system. So if you look, pull that soffit vent back just a little bit, and you see the heat and the moisture begins to rise through the attic space and exhaust out through the vent. Again, all the features and benefits of this product are no good without a proper intake system. Now I'm going to close the vent off, close the intake vent off again, add a little more heat and moisture into this system, and show you what effect the wind by our fan has on this system. Again, heat and moisture is trapped, solid intake systems, little bit of ventilation going on. Now we'll hit it with a breeze. We've talked about the importance of this external baffle. It creates negative pressure and tries to pull through the attic space. It cannot do it unless it has the intake to feed from. So what I'll do again, same scenario. Ease this intake panel back just a little bit, feed that system, and look at how dramatically that vent starts to pump air. Heat and moisture is eliminated from that attic space. What you've got is a properly balanced system, intake and exhaust. The Omni Ridge is a great product from Lamanco, but it's only as good as the intake system that's going to feed it. What you've seen today is the smokehouse demonstration using our Lamanco Omni Ridge product. It is the best 4-foot shingle over ridge vent on the market today. and is also available with nails to help in the installation of the product.